So for those who don't know, Thin Green Line girls and Charity and I are roomies, Airbnb. We were all up till like 2 o'clock this morning trying to do our pepea, so apologies if it comes out badly. Kia ora, tātou, ko Mount Sonda, te maunga, ko Ryan, te awa, no Brisbane, Australia, aho, ko Dudgeon, tōku whanau, ko Amanda, tōku ingoa. So this is the trip, small one. See, I'm a ranger on the north coast of New South Wales, but I've also got a few other ranger families in the room. Started off in South Australia, Adelaide Hills, with the Graduate Ranger Program. So I was there for 6 years in South Australia, so member of the SARA committee. That will always be my first ranger association. Go SARA. They punched above their weight. Yeah, still do. So they're about in terms of the number of rangers in the States, probably a sixth of the number of rangers in Queensland, for example. So, but they do an amazing job as an association. Also worked in Northern Territory in Central Australia, west of Alice Springs at Ormiston Gorge. Amazing country, absolutely loved it, and wouldn't have left if not for the amazing job back near family on the north coast of New South Wales. So now I am on the committee of Power. I do get around. So that is my new committee. So yeah, and we're going to be doing amazing things, though I'm missing our AGM unfortunately. It's called Walking the Thin Green Line Oceania, and it's all about coming to your parks, meeting all of you amazing people, and telling your stories on park. So recording those stories on film, though I am just a ranger, learning the filmmaking as I go, and making a documentary at the end. So it's essentially the Thin Green Line documentary 2.0. It's about talking about our region and our amazing parks, because we are very unique in the world, and I think poorly understood compared to our bigger cousins over in Africa and North America and other places in the world, where we're a lot of island nations. And I think it's important to communicate the high endemism that we have in our natural places and how remote we often work, how small our teams are, which is very different in the world. So it started on July 31, World Ranger Day this year. So it's about 81 days or something today, hence I'm exhausted. So it's World Ranger Day to World Ranger Day. So I'm travelling starting from, it was in Sydney, the Royal National Park, the very first national park in our region in Oceania, and only the second in the world. And then first week was Lord Howe Island, which was phenomenal, obviously. I survived hiking Mount Gower, it was a close thing. And then I've been driving since then. I've made it all the way over to Broome and flew from there. So slight time difference at the moment. And slight temperature difference. It's been 40 for the last month, so it's currently freezing in here. But yeah, the inspiration was all the different rangers I've met in the different places that I've worked in. I think you have amazing stories to tell, and people need to know the legends that you are and just what we do, because it's not the most common question you are asked is, oh, are you a ranger? So what do you do? You know, and it's not all hugging trees and koalas. There's a lot more to it than that. And it's not all just cleaning toilets either, though that's definitely part of it for everyone. So I think it would be wonderful for people, particularly in our region, to know what we do to perhaps get a little bit more respect from the public and a little bit more understanding and even bolster our ranks somewhat, because it is a bit of a challenge coming out of COVID where a lot of people, with the way the market is at the moment, they want to do sort of less work for more money, and that's sort of not how we roll. So you have to love what you do, and I think people have to know what the role is and why it's rewarding. So that's when I ask people, you know, how and why did you become a ranger? What does it mean to you to be a ranger? Takes them a moment and they're like, actually, it means quite a lot. I need a moment, because they often get quite emotional. But that's the sort of thing we need to communicate, because we all love our jobs. We are our jobs, and we go above and beyond, and we donate hours to our agencies. It's just who we are. And I think if people knew that, again, we get a lot more respect, and we'd hit those people, those young people who are like, I get that, you know, who we connect to our parks and our wild places and go, oh, that could be me. And so I want to see more, particularly more women So I am interviewing a lot of women for this documentary and our Indigenous First Nations people and go, this is who we are, and more of you can be in these uniforms, looking after country, looking after your places. So that's sort of the point. I do have a little video, put a few things together. But as I said, I am a ranger who's had to learn. YouTube's amazing, can I just say. You can learn a lot of things off YouTube. Haven't got the drone down yet, so not that I like drones as a ranger, but that's the next one. So yeah, I've been travelling for a while, getting amazing footage, and it's been absolutely healing to listen to amazing stories from rangers, even just so far. QRA, Queensland Range Association, amazingly supportive. They put me up in so many places, showed me amazing country, and really looked after me. NT, it was wonderful to get to the top end finally, and the wonderful rangers, even if we did get a bit of flash flooding in Litchfield. So yeah, now it's WA, the big mysterious state in Australia, the last bastion holding out from joining Cora. So I'm hoping that with the trip we can connect them with all of us and finally bring them into the fold, into the family, because there's amazing work in WA, and I've already met some phenomenal people who are absolutely stoked about the idea of Cora and of what we do and would love to be involved. So looking forward to having some of them next time we meet in this kind of forum. What else was I going to talk about? Apart from putting it on, well, one important thing is I need to connect with a lot of you from here on in terms of the timetable. So obviously I'll be coming through South Australia and Victoria, but we've already started those conversations, and Tassie. I'll hopefully be jumping on the relay. That might require some interesting logistics. But yeah, New Zealand, I'm coming to see you for 2.5 months next year. So let's do it. And I really need to get some hiking in, because one part of my trip is hiking 1 kilometre for every ranger on the honour roll. It's getting very high. So it will be almost 1,600 kilometres by the time we hit World Ranger Day next year. I've only hit 150 Ks, I think, just. So come on, New Zealand. And Tasmania. So yeah, so if you would be willing to come hiking with me as well and suggest places as well, that would be amazing, because that's the whole point, is that we're walking the thin green line and showing in a very literal way those lives that have been lost. So that's the trip. One of the other big things is all of the money raised from this trip stays in our region for Oceania. That doesn't happen very often. And as we've all learnt, there's a lot of amazing associations up and coming and amazing rangers who need support within our region, which is often not understood in the other regions within the IRF. So there's a special Oceania fund sitting within the Thin Green Line, and all the money goes to that, and will support ranger to ranger initiatives, including bringing some of our wonderful rangers over here to this forum and other initiatives like we're doing for the auction. So that's for us to use. So hopefully it goes gangbusters and we get a truckload of money, and then we can do ranger exchanges and support the amazing rangers who are volunteering, who do need support and connection, where rangers can train rangers, not just having a contractor come in. So it's a very different thing. So I might go on to the video, because I'm sure there'll be a few questions. So I'll just move on to that one. And Jo's probably going to kill me, because she does somewhat star. Other things, for the Aussies in the room, I have not labelled where or who the people are in the photos or in the video, so expect some answers at the end as to where these are. The badges, okay, are a bit of a giveaway. But yeah, so these are just a tiny snapshot of some of the people I've captured, and where on earth I've been running around for the last 81 days. That's my rig. She's called Stormy, by the way.
You said that was the last one.
Is there anything you'd like to share with or say to the Rangers of Oceania?
Good work.
Yeah, follow your passion, follow your heart. We're all doing great work. We don't always get the support that we require to do our job, but just do your best. Use the networks that you have, your colleagues that you actually work with, and every little bit, whether it's how small it is, will make a difference down in the track in the future. So we're all doing a great job, and we should all congratulate each other. So.
Yeah, no, it's a funny one for me because being new to this all, I really had sort of no idea that any of these sort of groups and councils existed. And when I found out about the Oceania Rangers, I just thought it was a really, really great thing to be a part of. I think it's super important, especially in our field of work, to have a sort of family, a sense of family, and that kind of gives you that identity. And I just like to say it's an honour to be a part of that, and I really hope that I get to meet a lot of the Rangers from this region at some time in the future. So yeah, like Michelle said, keep up the good work. We're all a big family, you know. Just rely on each other and have each other's backs, and you know, we'll get through.
You're doing a great job. Keep going. Quite often the battle seems insurmountable. Take little steps at a time. Good planning. Be kind to your workmates. Have fun and kill shit.
I think it's a privilege to actually be invited to have this conversation, and it's actually, I was just sharing with Hank that it's actually really nice to know that you are part of this big network. Often you feel a bit isolated or fragmented, but then it's actually know there's a lot of people out there doing good things for the environment, which then is good for the community, and yeah, thumbs up, guys.
Take any opportunity that you can to travel to different patches or different places. I reckon that would be my advice.
Yeah.
Being TOs, working on your own country is another feeling. It's a different feeling than working anywhere else. So it's, you're getting out there, knowing you know the area, just mind blowing pretty much. The lifestyle is way different than anything else. The lifestyle, the experience in the park is different than anything else. It's like you can't put it in words pretty much.
I'd like to say, for the other rangers out there, look after your country. If you're a TO of that area, look after it and make sure look after your tourists, because they're the one coming in to see your country.
Yeah, same thing. Look after everything else in the country. Work, don't work hard. Look after yourself and everything else. Best of luck.
Keep rangering. Yeah, keep on keeping on.
I think it's pretty fantastic that we all do the same sort of job, and we're all passionate about our work, and it is important that we let each other know that we've got each other's back if we need to, and yeah, we're always happy for people to come to Kakadu and say g'day and yeah, have a chat to us and see what we do here. Yeah.
Good on you for working in natural area protection. I think it's an amazing thing. It can be a tough gig. A lot of people think that it's this really amazing, glorified view that they have on it and everything, and sometimes it's a lot tougher than what people realise, and everyone has to do some pretty unpleasant work at times, and it can be very demanding. It's really hard to get that balance between your personal life and working life at times, so it can be very challenging as well, especially in the remote areas. But yeah, good on you for working in natural area protection, and yeah, it's amazing. We need to have as many people interested in it as possible.
Keep up a good job. You know, it'll forever feel like an uphill battle if someone's got to fight it. You know, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully we're making that difference in the end. So that's, yeah, good luck. We're all on the same team. Yeah, all good.
Great, Hank. That's a massive portfolio, which includes managing your wife. Look at the thumbprint. We've got a plant importation policy. Sometimes things in pots may seem harmless, but we need to think about when they get beyond the pot or the garden, and hence it's good to know your enemy. No, I didn't. This is the phasmid cage. Okay, our captive population. Knock, 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 knock.
Hello.
Oh, okay. This is my home.
Hi there. Come on in and meet the phasmids. There's a seal just there. There's literally a bloody seal on the rocks just there.
When I was on the desk, I had a gentleman come up to me, cool, calm, casual, comes up to the desk. And I'm like, oh, how are you, sir? And he's like, oh, I'm good. And he's put his hand on the desk and he's, oh, I lost my wife. And I grabbed my chest and I thought, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, oh, you're travelling alone. And he says to me, no, I lost my wife. I'm like, yeah, I heard you. He's like, no, I've lost my wife. I'm like, your wife's missing. Okay, boss, we got a situation.
What happened is obviously Australian Rangers, but more so Oceania, because there are so many challenges throughout our region. So many, I won't list them all. So I personally am so proud of the Rangers that we have in our region, because it's, you get knocked down, they get up again. They just keep on going and coming up with new ways to do things better. As a ranger, we have to deal with Mother Nature, and in this part of the world, we certainly cop it. But rangers just pick themselves up and keep on going, and that just makes my heart warm to know that there's this incredible crowd of rangers out there that are doing the best that they can. And that's probably what the number one thing that I would love to let all Oceania Rangers know is that, I'm one of millions that think you're bloody awesome.
Sorry, Joe. I just thought it was a really beautiful way to finish. So does anyone have any questions? That's pretty much me done after only 4 hours sleep. So any questions from the audience?
When are you actually coming to Aotearoa?
From mid-February until May. So on the website, which is, I blocked it out, walkingthethingreenline.com, it has my rough timeline, but also I will be emailing a few people. I've already got a few contacts here in Aotearoa. There's media advisors from DOC going to be helping me out and doing a bit of planning. So they just wanted to know where I was going to go, and I'm like, I don't, everywhere, all of it. It's amazing. I'm a geographer. I wanted to be a geologist as a kid. I'm like a kid in a candy shop in here. So it's more, yeah, if you have any great ideas, feel free to email me. So it's just amanda@walkingthethingreenline.com. Or also, if you can chat to me whilst I'm here, that'd be fantastic. And I have a more detailed timeline, which has sort of those dates pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Young fellow on there who said he doesn't work hard, I gave him his first job out of high school. I can tell you he doesn't. His mother is actually my skin sister through Jarman.
Oh, wonderful.
18 months ago, someone volunteered me to be financial manager for this event, and we've managed to have a little bit of money left over, so we're going to give it to you to give to them. So around, depending on how much we spend tomorrow, about $3,500 maybe.
Oh, thank you guys. That's amazing. Fantastic.
How can people donate?
Yeah, so there's a QR code on the Thin Green Line table, so you can donate directly. So there's a page embedded in the Thin Green Line website. So you can also, associations, join as a group, and over the period of the whole Walk into a World Ranger Day next year, keep putting money into that, and then we'll compete with each other, as we do, for who's going to raise the most money. Because QRA have set the bar. They raised $5,000, 2.5 to the fund and 2.5 to help me stay out of 2-minute noodles as my entire nutrition, because I'll be broke at the end of it. That's the other thing. So it's all entirely self-funded, except for one sponsor, Atomos, who've given me some filming equipment and a little bit of money for fuel. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be going to the bank of my sister before the end of it, and going back dead broke and homeless. Yeah. Oh, and Sarah have also raised money from their auction, so a big thank you to QRA and Sarah. So amazing job, guys. Yeah. Oh, I'll be coming along with the map. That's the other thing. So I cannot wait to visit and see you in Samoa and tell charity story as well on film. Yeah, easy at K's. Mount Gale was already, decent. That was 13K straight up and back. And PNG, super excited. So yeah, very excited after this week, meeting some of the amazing people in our Oceania region. And that's the other thing, I need a lift for the islands bit. So anyone knows any crazy sailors, I'm doing a Greta Thunberg job and asking for a lift. And it will be entertaining because I do get motion sickness. So yeah, it's all about the adventure. And showing literally that we are islands with a lot of water in between. So yeah, if anyone genuinely knows anyone in the sailing world, it would be wonderful. So I'll be starting to plan that soon, because I do need to work out exactly what I'll be doing. So yeah.
Can I just add something? Sorry, I know you didn't believe it. She's a one-person show. She's her marketing, she's her financial advisor, she's everything. So if anyone has any spare time, please connect on her Facebook and just promote out of her efforts, because she's too busy walking, and I have committed after this that I would give her a hand, but can you help me?
I will be doing a bit more posting. There's a significant lack of actual posts on my Instagram account, because it's kind of hard to do with 1 bar 3G in Northern Australia, basically. It's a bit harsh using the Rangers Wi-Fi. So there will be more posting from now on. But yeah, if anyone can share those posts, and then when we're out there, also the agencies as well. I've got some of them on board, tagged people, that sort of thing. It's also about promoting your work and where you are, and our agencies too, so people know who we are. So yeah.
There's some sort of work you were saying that you just get in contact and see how we can be part of your journey. You'll be seeing them.
Oh well, I'm by then, yeah. Yep. If I haven't seen the sea legs, it'll be very entertaining by then, yeah. It's more the ocean open bit, which will be interesting.
Guided by stars.
Yeah, you can. It's more just keeping the food down thing, really, is probably the main focus. So yeah, cannot wait to meet you all and see your parks and walk your finger in line. So yeah, and thank you all for being absolute legends. So you've kind of inspired the whole trip. So yeah, keep on rangering, as the Nipalog Ranger said.